Welcome, everybody, to Rivaled Sports Talk, episode 13. We are here. Actually, we have a sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Connor's Computer Repair. They have the best rates and awesome customer service. Go check them out at connorscomputers.com, or if you're in the Kansas City metro area, tell them Rivaled Sports Talk sends you over. And, Bo, you have been you've been dying to get off your chest, man. You have not told me once, and I need to know what is on your chest.
There are so many thoughts going through my brain right now about the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of it is anger. A lot of it is sadness. A lot of it is I don't even know what to feel. The Dallas Cowboys have made me numb. I don't even get mad when they lose now. I don't even feel anything. When they score, I don't care because I know it's not going to matter in the end. It's true. It's been awful because I went into this season, right? I wasn't really into it to start just because I wasn't sure if they were going to have a season. But I was looking at our roster before. We made some awesome signings. I was like, yo, our defense is going to be one of the best in the league. It's been the complete opposite because you have guys. All right, I'm going to save my point for that. But anyway, let's just get right into it because I have a message for 8 Dallas Cowboys, and we're like 8 groups that I think are to blame for the god-awful season that we're having. We're in first place, but it doesn't matter because it's the NFC East. And 6-10 is going to win the freaking division this year. Okay.
That's the biggest fact.
The first person on my list that deserves to be called out, Jerry Jones. What have you done since 1995 or 96, whenever you won your last Super Bowl? And what were you thinking hiring Mike McCarthy? The only difference between Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett is about 200 pounds. Let's be honest. Seriously, dude. It's ridiculous. Seriously. And why would you sign Jalen Smith? Yes, he's fast. He can't tackle. He can't cover the receivers. He can't line up on tight ends. He is fast, and he's coming off an awful ACL injury in college that has really kind of hampered his ability. That's why he wasn't a top 5 pick anymore. Why didn't you sign Byron Jones instead? Sure, Byron didn't get much interceptions, but he played lockdown corner every night, every game. And you signed Jalen Smith, some crazy deal. Okay, Jerry Jones, be better. Next, Mike McCarthy. When the season started, I was like, okay. I wasn't a fan of it at first, and I did some research, and I was like, boy, Mike McCarthy, he kind of like Sean Payton. Boy, I could not have been more wrong. Mike McCarthy, you are calling the same plays that you did in 2010, 2011, okay? Yeah, you won a Super Bowl that year. You didn't win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers did. You owe him. Michael McCarthy, if that's your real name, probably is Michael. He runs the same freaking plays because the game has changed so much since he last won a Super Bowl, right? Because now you do cool stuff like you pass the ball like 2 yards in front of you to like a speedy receiver. You do a lot of cool different formations, a lot of quarterback draws, quarterback design runs, a lot of cool exotic plays that didn't exist last year or 2010. So you have to do that this year to succeed in the NFL. Like the Chiefs, even the Rams this year, even though they lost to 49ers, they still look pretty good. They went to the Super Bowl. And even, as a coach, you need to evolve and change with the times. You can't just run in a halfback dive right in between the center and guard every time and expect to win ball games. You can't just throw the ball, drop back pass, same throw every time and expect to win ball games. Mike McCarthy, be better. And that brings me to the defensive coordinator, Mike Nolan, who's got to be the freaking worst. He's putting I don't even know his name, like Daryl Vance Worley, one-on-one against freaking Odell Beckham at the goal line. You're just giving the Browns a touchdown. Do you remember that? Did you see that?
I didn't watch that.
Dude, I was like, number 28 on the Dallas Cowboys. That'll bring me to my next point. But Van Worley, whatever your name is, you are trash. Go to the freaking AAF. I know they're not a thing anymore, but that you can make one because that's the only football league we'll be good in. Vance Worley, you are the worst cornerback I've ever seen, and I've seen Phillip Gaines play. Golly.
Hey, Phillip Gaines. That's a different topic. I will say that.
But and then Mike Nolan, he runs like his schemes are terrible. It's the same play. He rushes Alden Smith. He gets blocked. He rushes Everson Griffin. He's like a million years old. He gets blocked. You rush DeMarcus Lawrence, who's the most overrated pass rusher, had 2 good years. Jerry Jones is like, oh, here you go, DeMarcus. Here's a $100 million contract for being good for 2 years, for more than 1.5. This defense, dude, is such a freaking joke. And Van Der Esch, he's good. I love Van Der Esch, but he's hurt half the time. How can you help the team if you're hurt? The secondary is god awful. Chidobe Awuzie, he's good. He's okay, but he's hurt too. And then our safeties, who the hell are our safeties? you know, like, they're awful. I think we have Xavier Woods and some other guy. Anywho, the entire defense. Oh, Mike Nolan, be better. And that brings me into my next topic, which is the entire defense. What are you doing? You guys are awful. You have a guy, Alden Smith, who hasn't played in the league in like 4 years, who got a lot of hype coming out, you know, with the Cowboys this year. Was good 1 game so far. Other than that, it's just pancake, block, pancake. Can't do anything. DeMarcus Lawrence, like I said, is only good for 1.5 of a year. Defensive line, or up in defensive tackle, Antoine Woods. Joke. Dontari Poe has been very disappointing. This is not as good as he was when he was with the Chiefs or even with the Falcons.
Well, I'm gonna stop you there with the Chiefs. Yeah, he was a unit.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
He was great.
And he went to Atlanta, didn't really do much. Went to Carolina a couple years after that, still didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now he signs like a 1-year deal, 1 or 2 year deal with Dallas.
You should just cut him, send him home.
Yeah.
And then we have, the defense, man. That's what kills me. But defense, be better. And then Ezekiel Elliott. Is something physically wrong with your hands? Do you have Jason Pierre-Paul fingers? Which you do. If you do, that's fine. I get it. Is something physically prohibiting you from holding on to the freaking football this year? Why can't you hold on to the ball? You're turning into Des Bryant, who would cry for the ball, and then he'd fumble every freaking time. And then he said that he wouldn't fumble again, and then he fumbled twice. This is ridiculous. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm no running back. But Ezekiel Elliott, when you are running with the ball, you want to make sure it is protected. Because if the other team, I don't know if you know how football works, Ezekiel Elliott, but the other team can take the ball from you. Okay, Zeke, are you listening? I'm going to say it very slow so you'll understand what I'm saying. You need to hold the ball very tight so the other team can't take it. Because if the team takes the ball, they get to score. They can take it back, or we can send our trash defense out there to try to stop them, which you're not going to do. So Ezekiel Elliott, I'm trying to be nice, but you are trash this year, homie. Put in Tony Pollard. At least he knows how to carry a football. Okay, this brings me to my next topic. Oh, Zeke, be better. The offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys, except Zach Martin. Oh, my gosh, dude. This is the worst. Like, why even have an offensive line? You might as well stick like 5 Sharpies out there. 5 pieces of paper. Terrence Steele at right tackle. Oh, my gosh. You can't have a last name Steele and call yourself and be an offensive lineman. He is so bad, dude. Terrence Steele at right tackle. So, Tyler Biotish from Wisconsin. Oh, my word. I know he's a rookie, but he can't snap the football. He's snapped the ball crappy times, like 3 or 4 times this year. It's not that hard. I do it every year in my Turkey Bowl Thanksgiving game. And I have never had a bad snap. Not even once. Not one bad snap in 5 years of playing in the Turkey Bowl, Tyler Biotish. And you've had 4 in 4 games. The left guard. You think this is funny. It's not. The Cowboys are breaking my heart, man. The left guard.
I think the Cowboys broke your heart last year, dude.
Yeah. They've been breaking my heart my whole life.
I think it's definitely started from last year.
Oh, the left guard. Connor Williams. He came out of Texas. Everyone was like, yo, he's going to be a steal. A steal for all the other teams that didn't take him. Gosh, he can't. Oh, my word. Okay, so offensive line, be better. Andy freaking Dalton. I don't know if you saw this, but it just made me so mad. when on like the first pass of the game last night, he threw a ball that I think it might have been Jordan Hicks, linebacker for Arizona. He threw the ball,
Yes.
and it literally looked like that was his intended receiver.
Jordan
Okay?
Hicks. Yeah.
Yeah, he threw it, and it literally looked like he threw it right at Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks, that's why he's playing defense. He dropped it, but still, it should have been a pick. And then Andy Dalton gets back, and he's laughing. I'm like, what the hell is funny about that, dude? You just almost threw a interception on your first pass of the game. Do you think it's funny? Do you really think it's funny throwing an interception, dude? Come on, Dalton. Andy Dalton, you have got to be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now. You didn't do anything with the Bengals. You didn't do anything ever. You were good at TCU. You were pretty good. I'll give you that. But that's TCU. This is the NFL, baby. Gosh, dude.
What do we call himself? The Red Rifle?
The Red Rifle. And I have a new nickname for you, Mr. Self-Proclaimed Red Rifle. I'm going to call you the Garbage Ginger because you suck. I'd rather have I don't even know how to say his last name, but the kid from James Madison in there. He looked good. He looked good handing the ball off last night. So maybe.
Yeah, it was just handing the ball off.
Yeah. Dude.
Well, we'll let you know
Andy
more about
Dalton. Yeah, Andy Dalton. I don't even want to say be better. I want to say get the heck out of Dallas, dude. Anyway, last one. The long snapper. Yes, nobody is safe from my rants. The long snapper. He has been there for 15 years. This is more kind of like a joke, but it's true. He has been there for 15 years, okay? And he has not delivered a single Super Bowl ring. Freaking long snapper. His name is LP. Yeah, he's like 40 years old, dude. And his name is LP Ladiseur, more like LP the loser. You've been there since 2005. You have like 2 playoff wins. Wow. That's 2 more than me. That's not that much. LP Ladiseur, be better. The Dallas Cowboys are looking awful right now, and I'm disgusted. I want to throw up every time I see the star. Mike McCarthy needs to go right here, right now. Mike Nolan should have been gone years ago. I say it's his first year, but he should have been gone as soon as he was hired. The entire defense needs an overhaul. Ezekiel Elliott needs to learn how to hold on to the football. The O-line needs to know that the defensive line, like they're going to try to tackle the quarterback. So they have to know that they don't want that guy getting back behind them. Andy Dalton just needs to retire and go into a different line of work because football is obviously not for him. And then the long snapper just needs to be a better leader. All right.
So I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
I bet you do. Mike McCarthy, do you think he's done after 1 year?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Honestly, maybe. I think he should be, but I just don't think Jerry Jones will do it. Because, I mean.
That's where I'm leaning towards as well.
Yeah.
Personally, you would think yes, but I'm going to go with no. I don't think he'll be done after 1 year only because he had Jason Garrett on for how many countless years and they sucked?
10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
So it's kind of like what you said, man. The only difference between Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy is 200 pounds.
Yeah, for real. They run the same freaking plays, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's awful.
Well,
it's disgusting. It's putrid. I can't even.
Anybody still listening, if you are here after – What's that?
We played the football team this weekend. I know we're going to lose, dude.
So, for anybody that is still here after listening to Bo's rant, we appreciate you still being here.
Yeah,
and moving on to our next topic.
Listening. It helps. I feel a lot better now that I've got that off my chest. Now it's into the air.
Good. So, moving on to the next topic. It's kind of a weekly update for NFL big game takeaways. We obviously know what Bo's big game takeaways is that his Cowboys lost 38-10 to the Arizona Cardinals. Moving on, I just kind of want to say congratulations to Tua Tagovailoa. Got a start against a very weak Jets team. Granted, it was fourth quarter, but I feel like, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like he should be starting just yet. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick, they brought in there, and he's doing a great job as the starting quarterback, but then you take him out. I mean, granted, they have a bye week now, so he gets an extra week of practice for first-team reps, this and that, but why did the Miami Dolphins put him in now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's – you know how last year when the New York Giants gave the impression that Eli Manning was still going to be the starter for like not only the rest of the year, but for like 2 years. And they went to like Daniel in like week 3 or week 4. So those things are really unpredictable. But I think, I think they would have started Tua if there had been preseason games this year. Because they're about, what are we, like 6 games into the season, and Tua,
7.
yeah, and then Tua has learned behind Fitzpatrick, who's one of the coolest mentors you can have coming into the league, and he came in, got some real time NFL action. Who do they play week 8? Because I know they have a bye week, week 7. Do we know who they play?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah, but Tua, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks coming out of. I think he is the greatest quarterback ever to come out of Alabama. And he's just a great guy. Very hard worker. He FaceTimed his parents after. That's why he was on the field. You know how he sat on the field just to take it all in, and he sat there and FaceTimed his parents.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't hear about that, but I did see that picture.
Yeah.
Cool. To answer your question, they play the Rams in week 8.
Okay.
So,
bro,
but
better be ready for Aaron Donald coming at him.
Oh, so I heard a stat today that Miami Dolphins. So his since he's a lefty, his blind spot is right tackle, right tackle, right guard. They're both run by rookies this year.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking too. We'll see how it goes, but don't look too promising on a Miami Dolphins victory this week.
Nah.
Another big game takeaway that I saw was Kansas City.
Yeah, Chiefs and Bills. That was a good game.
They went into Buffalo. It was raining. It was muggy. It was ugly. But they went in there. They learned from their mistakes. And what do you call it? They pounded the ball in the running game.
Right.
They had way more time of possession than they did last week, which is fabulous. I love that. Wins games. Time of possession wins games. If you
especially
know you
for
have
the
a quarterback.
Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. But at the same time, because their defense is – But, no, I was very happy with how the Chiefs pulled out this week. We'll look forward to next week.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, dude. He's my favorite Chief. I think it's because he wears 25, and I love Jamal Charles. So I think that's probably why. But still, I mean, dude, he is a great running back. He's definitely a future All-Pro, no doubt.
I can see it, 100%. So, do you want to save the Le'Veon Bell conversation for Friday?
Yeah, I'll school our guest, and whoever the guest is, I'll give him the business.
Perfect. So, other NFL big game, who did you see that definitely stood out to you or obviously disappointed you?
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Minus the Cowboys, but okay.
Oh, yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers, dude. They absolutely demolished the Cleveland Browns. And I was kind of a doubter with the Steelers because they really haven't played that big quality of opponents. But they made the Steelers look like they were a SEC team. They were playing as, like they were playing like Ole Miss or someone like that.
I saw a terrible joke, actually, too, about Baker Mayfield.
No, what was it?
Baker Mayfield is the equivalent to Johnny Manziel minus the cocaine.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I like Baker. He's good, but he's just mad and inconsistent, you know? But, I mean, the Steelers, they look really good. They have a knack for drafting awesome receivers in the second round, like Juju Smith-Schuster and now Claypool from Notre Dame. James Conner, he's looking a little better this year. He kind of took a step back after his rookie year, but he's looking better this year, a little more shifty and can look more agile with his cut and side-to-side movement.
This is third year.
Third year? Okay. Then, yeah, so his rookie year, he was really good. Sophomore year, took a step back.
James Conner. Yeah.
Yeah. Third, yeah, something like that.
Definitely agree with that. Not a whole lot of big game topics this week. It's standard football. We'll definitely discuss week 7?
Yeah, we're already in week 7.
Wow, that's crazy.
The Buccaneers, though, they had a great game against day too. There were a lot of blowouts this week. Did you notice that? Like, I noticed there were like several blowouts. There were hardly any close games.
Yeah, and I was kind of okay with that too, because it definitely
Yeah.
shows you what is the weak point of that losing team.
Right.
Obviously, for the Packers, it was defense. Definitely
Yeah.
stepped up on defense this week.
Rodgers
yeah.
needs to play better too next week, dude.
Oh yeah.
2
Definitely.
early interceptions that made the game. Could do a whole 180 after that, and then TB12 just took over. Ronald Jones, Rojo, as they call him, he's really good.
Yeah. So moving on, a big topic that hopefully a lot of people know: the World Series started tonight.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I was very excited.
So the one thing that's kind of caught my attention, actually, Kershaw did not choke in Game 1.
He didn't.
I'm surprised only because I nicknamed him Kurt Choke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And rightfully so. He's not as solid in the postseason, but he came to play tonight.
But with him having a dominant Game 1, how do you feel like – because we know he'll get a second start. He obviously started Game 1. He'll probably get Game 4 or 5.
Yeah.
How do you think he'll do in Game 4 or 5?
Well,
5 if necessary.
Jake, in the dating world, they say that the first date sets the tone for the whole relationship. If you have a bad first date, then, you might not get a second date. And if you do, it's going to be kind of rocky. But if you get a really good first date, then, she'll call you back, or, she'll give you a little good night text when you get home or something cool like that, So, Kershaw, he had an awesome first date this evening. But yeah, he had an awesome first date this evening. Dave Roberts, he probably sent him a little good night text this evening. He's probably going to go with him, with for the second date, which will be like Game 4 or Game 5. Maybe Game 4, because the bats got hot in like the 6th inning, so they were able to kind of take him out of the game earlier. But yeah, no, he had a good first date. And
that's an analogy that I never really want to hear again. But
yeah, man,
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I get where you're coming from. So with that being said, you think Kershaw will do pretty good on the second time?
I think he will take this positive energy into the next day or the next start.
Positive energy, I love that.
What about you? Oh yeah.
But at
why?
the same time,
why?
I have never been a fan of the Dodgers, man. And I'm not. I don't want to be biased. I feel like the Dodgers have a solid team. Don't get me wrong, but I like small ball teams, man.
Yeah,
I love small ball teams. The entire payroll for the Rays is like 28 million, 28.5, something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
The entire payroll is the equivalent to Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw's combined.
Yeah.
2 players against an entire team, man. So I love small ball teams. It reminds me back of the Kansas City Royals, man. They're a small ball team.
Yeah.
Get on, get over, get in. But with the way the Rays played tonight, they got on. Didn't get over. Didn't get in. They have to do better, man. They got to get the bats hot early. You got to play small ball. You're there in the World Series for a reason.
Right.
Get back to playing that way. With that being said, it's going to lead to my next conversation. A World Series prediction. Granted, this is Game 1.
Yeah.
Dodgers are up 1-0. World Series prediction and MVP based on tonight's game.
I got to go with Dodgers in 5. Mookie Betts, he's getting hot. Bellinger's getting hot. So I think I'm going to go with Cody Bellinger for MVP. I know he didn't have the season he was looking forward to in the regular season, and even kind of the start of the postseason was kind of a struggle. But his bat really got hot towards the end of the NLCS, and I think he's going to continue that momentum going forward. And as for the Rays, dude, I mean, they were lucky to get by the Houston Astros, if we're being honest here, because the only
Mhm.
dude that batted more higher than 211 in the series was Randy Arozarena, or however you say his last name. So they definitely need more production from guys that they relied on in the regular season, like Brandon Lowe and Willie Adames. And they need Austin Meadows to step up too. I mean, he's had an awful year this year. They need him to be the Austin Meadows who had an awesome first year in Tampa last year, and expected to take a big step this year, and actually took several steps down. So I got the Dodgers. Their pitching staff is too good. Great defense, great lineup, so deep. What about you?
I'm gonna go with Tampa in 6. I feel okay.
Why? Why? What do they have going for them now?
They've seen their bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa's always good at coming back in behind games. They saw Pedro Baez, Victor Gonzalez, Dan Floro or Dylan Floro or something like that,
Yeah.
and they saw Clayton Kershaw. That's 3 of their main people.
It's all Kelly
in the bullpen
too. It's all Kelly
and Joe Kelly.
Yeah.
I feel that if the Rays see their bullpen in game 1, I'm glad Kershaw didn't go 8-9 innings because they've seen their bullpen. They know what's going to come. They have a scouting report now. I feel like if they're down 1-2 runs in the 7th through 9th, back half of the game, they can come back and win. And with Pete Fairbanks, John Curtis, Diego Castillo in the Rays bullpen, I feel like they can close the door down against that stacked Dodger team. Now, with that being said, my MVP predictions, my MVP, hey, they're going to have to produce to be an MVP candidate.
Right.
Okay, so hear me out on this. G-Man Choi or Mike Zunino. I say Zunino only because Zunino has 8 hits. Just leave it, bro. You're good.
Okay.
Fine. Mike Zunino has 8 hits from the postseason, not the World Series. The postseason. He has 8 hits, batting like 450, 500. 4 of them are for home runs.
Mm-hmm.
That's half and half. 4 home runs, 8 hits total.
Yeah.
I feel like if Mike Zunino can continue to produce like that, he'll get an MVP vote for the World Series.
Yeah.
G-Man Choi, on the other hand, I feel like is just a monster when it comes to getting on base. You need to get base runners on to get RBIs. He's good at drawing walks. He's a crazy left-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a weird stance. But I feel like G-Man Choi will deliver some of the key moments in this World Series through 6 games. I'm going to go Tampa in 6, 4-2.
Okay. I doubt it, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see Tampa take down the Dodgers, but I just don't see it, man. Yeah, it'll be a fun series, though. It was a fun game 1. Zunino,
I'm very excited.
He saved his pitcher like 3 or 4 times and throwing wild pitches.
I feel like it was more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, dude. He played he was like a giant pillow looking like Salvador Perez. Oh, you see that Mookie Betts stole second, so everybody gets a free taco now?
Yeah, see, I did it a couple years ago. I went to Taco Bell, and the line was out the street, so I said, no, I'm not doing
Really? That's not worth it. Bro, can you imagine being like a Taco Bell employee watching the game tonight? It's like, dang it, he stole second. Dang it.
Well, it's the entire World Series. If you steal a base, you steal a taco.
Right. So can you that's crazy. So like what if no one steals a base the entire World Series, no one gets a taco?
No free taco.
That's so stupid though.
Yeah.
It's like why would it just be like one time? I feel like Taco Bell is just giving away free tacos just cause.
I mean, they're taking everything else off the menu. But anyway.
Very true. We can have a different taco.
Yeah. We'll have a different conversation for that. Everyone, we appreciate you watching. This is Rival Sports Talk on social media, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Rival Sports Talks on all. Give us a like, comment, share, subscribe. Help us out here. Once again, we are brought to you by Connor's Computer Repair. Best rates in town, awesome customer service. If you're in the Kansas City metro area, Tell them Rival Sports Talk sent you. If not, check them out at connorscomputers.com. Links will be in the description. Peace.
Yep. Thank you for watching Rival episode 13. Adios.